I would like to know, what do you want to focus on? What are your questions? Maybe you have a question what to do on a day of competition, how to breathe during an injury, breathing and food, nutrition, what exercises are good for the food to be taken into the body with more efficiency, as in for the nutrition to be taken up by the body through a better nervous system. Do you want to lose weight for a fight? Do you want to know how you can breathe in order to lose weight? I would like to speak a bit and do an exercise about the diaphragm. And speak about the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is a muscle, right? That is shaped like a dome, and it's within the rib cage. And your rib cage runs from this area until almost a bit over the hip. It's a big cage, has 12 vertebrae, usually 12 ribs as well. And your lungs are in the rib cage, and they are separate, like the lungs and the organs are being separated by a dome-shaped muscle, which is called the diaphragm. And we're speaking about the diaphragm being also differently shaped on the left and the right side, because on the left side you have the stomach and the heart, stomach and heart, and on the right side you have the liver. And because the liver is so big in comparison to the stomach, the shape of the diaphragm is bigger on the right side, and it's supposed to be smaller on the left side. And you will feel that there might be a bit of a disbalance, but whilst you're breathing, you're going to try to breathe into both sides equally, specifically if your sport is requiring a type of rotation that is not allowing you to work, or even as a musician, to work both sides even. But even if you are working with both sides even, it might feel slightly disbalanced, like my eyes are not the same shape both sides, or one of my eyebrows is a bit higher. How are you feeling? How is your breath feeling? Has something changed? Have you been doing the exercises? I have a fighter that has been doing the exercises consecutively, and he's fighting this weekend, and I'm thinking of him and gave him some advice in a personal message. But if you are keen to understand more about competition, talk to me. The diaphragm is a muscle that can be trained, and it's going to be trained with breath holds. If we think about the diaphragm as a muscle like the biceps, if you curl the biceps, it's going to contract. The diaphragm can also contract, and the diaphragm is going to contract not when you need more oxygen, but when a lot of CO2 is in your lungs. When CO2 is gathering in your lungs, your diaphragm is going to contract, because the CO2 and heightened CO2 levels are giving your brain a message. The brain is receiving the message and says, whoa, there's a lot of CO2 in my body. I need to get rid of it. I need to inhale. So the diaphragm is going to contract as a result to the CO2. The contraction is going to move the diaphragm muscle down, so that the organs are being pressed down for the air to come into your lungs. Whilst you exhale, you want to think of the ribs moving together in your daily life, so that the ribs have a motion, because if they have a motion, they stay soft, and if they stay soft, they are more adaptable to movement. They don't want to be rigid, they want to be able to stay soft. Now, most people still feel like the exhalation is either happening very fast, the inhalation and the exhalation can feel like an effort, but the exhalation wants to feel like the moment where you don't have to do anything, because the exhalation is the moment where your diaphragm is going to relax towards your heart. So if you inhale now, I will imagine that you're the camera, you're sitting in the pelvis of the person. This is the rib cage, and this is the diaphragm. So you're the pelvis, here's the diaphragm, and I am the rib cage, okay? During the inhalation, your diaphragm is going to push the organs down. There is going to be a co-work with the pelvic floor. in each exhalation and in each inhalation. But we're not going to speak about the pelvic floor for now, just about the diaphragm. Diaphragm is contracting, pushing the organs down, and when you exhale, the diaphragm is coming up into the rib cage towards the heart. During the inhalation, I want you to feel how you're pressing the whole rib cage to the sides and to the back through the expansion of your diaphragm. You feel that they are pushing the organs to the front, but you can also push the organs to the sides and to the back and down. You don't have to just go belly front. I remind you, you can't breathe into the belly because there are no lungs in the belly. Feel how your diaphragm is contracting and expanding into all 360 degrees, and with the exhalation your diaphragm is going to come up. We're going to do an exercise now for 2.5 minutes where we're going to inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds, and you remember that this is what we want to achieve as a practice, to inhale and exhale 6 times per minute. Inhale, contracting, pushing the organs, pushing the rib cage to the sides and to the front. Exhaling, feel how your rib cage is moving together and the diaphragm is just coming up. You don't have to do anything. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, expand, 6, relax, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, press, expand, 3, 4, exhale, relax. The diaphragm again comes up towards the heart. 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, press, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 5, 4, relax it. Feel how the diaphragm is just relaxing. In, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 6, 5, 4. Drop your breastbone, relax your collarbones. During your inhalation, you want to feel how your diaphragm is expanding the ribcage to the sides, and you want to feel how the diaphragm relaxes throughout your exhalation. 2, 1. Inhale, in. 2. Almost as if you would make space in your ribs for someone to really stretch the arms to the sides. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 3, 2. Last time. In. 2. And exhale. As simple as that. There might be millions of techniques on how to do that, but this is just like getting to know your rib cage and your diaphragm for now. We're going to start incorporating the tongue as well, the mouth, tongue.